What's up, YouTube? Funnel Doc here. In today's video, we're going to be going over all the different things in funnels and how you can get inside, know the settings, and completely understand everything you need to know about how to build funnels in ClickFunnels 2.0. See you inside today's video. What's up, YouTube? As you know, in our last video, we broke down all the basics of what are the funnels, where you need to look for stuff, and the actual funnel layout itself. So let's go ahead and jump into the create a funnel option. We'll just make this one, we'll call this one. So let's go ahead and jump into the create a funnel option. We'll go ahead and hit create funnel here. We'll name it demo just for today and hit create funnel. Demo set, bam. Now, when you come to this first page, as you know, I broke down all this last video on what's what, where you need to look for everything. So if you have any questions about this page itself, refer to my last video and you'll be able to get all your answers. So today we're going to go ahead and build out a page. Now, once you select page, you'll see that you do have multiple templates. There's about 5 different opt-in templates, a couple thank you pages, a couple sales pages, and a couple order pages. And they will be making a lot more of these. These are the ones that just CF 2.0 is initially launching with right off the bat. We're going to go ahead and click the button at the top right here and create a new page. And we'll call this page 1 just for simple. And then we'll leave the description. You'll see down here when you're creating your page, you have SEO settings. This is what's going to appear when like Google or different search engines are searching you. This is one of the new things that make ClickFunnels 2.0 so amazing. Is unlike ClickFunnels 1, it had real bad SEO problems. The great thing about ClickFunnels 2.0 is now they actually have it so that it is indexed and searched by actual search engines on the net. So you'll have the title, page description, and then if you click this guy on, which it's on automatically, you'll see that you're able to be indexed by search engines. Now, if for some reason you don't want this page to be searched out, all you do is you flick this little bad boy off and they won't be able to find you. So let's go ahead and create page. Now, once you're at this page, we went over everything last video about moving it, setting up workflows, etc. We're just going to go ahead and jump into the edit features so we can get in the actual editor or funnel builder itself. All right, so now once we're in the editor, you're going to see over to the side here, you're going to have a map. The cool thing about this is whatever funnel steps, so say you have 6 or 7 different funnel steps to or funnel pages to your funnel, they'll be all listed right here, and you'll literally now be able to just click on one and instantly go from page to page without all the trouble we had before where you'd have to go out of that page, click down the step, hit edit the page. It took a lot of time, and it was really frustrating, and ClickFunnels heard our words, and now because of that has added this feature, which is awesome. So the next thing we want to look at is the top here. You're going to have, first of all, the person that's working on it. Remember, one of the cool things about ClickFunnels 2.0 is you can have multiple team members working on the same funnel at the same time and not have to worry about overlap. So you'll see here, it's got me, Jeffrey Bannick, that's working on it. It's got the name of the page as well as the workstation that's created, Funnel Doc LLC. Off to the side here, you'll see this layout. Now, right now, because there's only the body, there isn't anything created, you don't see anything here. But in the future, as we build it out, and I'll show you towards the end of the video, everything that you create is literally laid out here step by step. So you can find anything you create with just a click of a button by using the layout feature. And with extremely long funnels, that's something that you really want to do. Next thing, you have all your different assets. Now, these are your universal headers, footers, different sections, etc. You can create and adjust those all in here. You'll also see that you've got, besides headers, you've got offer stacks that are able to be created. You've got footers, subheaders, feature sections, and you see I'm just scrolling down the side. You've got pre-made about sections, testimonial sections, team sections. Even for your offer, you've got different available sections that are pre-made. So you can literally drag and drop and have a funnel created outline just like that. You've got your FAQ section, your content sections, your CTA, which means call to action sections. You've got navigation, and then just general sections as a whole that are sort of blank, could fit anywhere. You've also got row sections. Right now, these are guarantee sections. You can see right here that if you want to add in some type of guarantee, you can literally drag and drop these for your settings. Next thing we're going to be looking at is the pop-up. So what you want to do is you'll click on pop-up and go show pop-up, and then you'll be able to edit your pop-up right here. You can add your different sections, elements. We'll get in that in a minute when we talk more about funnel building. Also, to edit the pop-up itself, you've got this available feature right here where if you click this button, it says edit pop-up settings. You'll see that all the different settings for the specific pop-up itself will appear. You've got your top margin, your bottom margin. You can actually show it so that when people go to exit or click out of your page, you can turn it right here, show when user tries to exit. Now, not only will it appear if you have it attached to a button, but if someone tries to leave the page, it'll get that one last ditch effort to be like, hey, wait a second, before you go. So you can actually set your pop-up to be a last ditch effort to try and get someone to sign up, opt in, or whatever you're trying to do. You've also got the ability to change your backdrop color, which is actually the page you see now, and you can see how it sort of fades out as I darken it. So you can make it light, so it just got a little bit of difference, or you can go all the way to blackout so that it totally blacks out the page below. That's totally up to you. And you can also set up gradients and everything like we've talked about and have discussed before. And I'll talk about that later when we actually get into the element features. In the next video, I'm going to break down every element for you. I'm going to talk about all the different features. I do it in this video, but if I did that, this video would literally be 45 minutes long. Next thing, you've got your width, where you can cause width. You can cause it for mobile. You've got your padding, your different backgrounds. So if I wanted to put an image there instead, I could come right here, go to like my backgrounds, and throw that bad boy in there. And now you'll see inside the modal, we go back to desktop, you'll see that it's got an actual background image. You could do backgrounds, border, shadow, all the different features like you'll normally be able to do inside of most elements. So that is the pop-up at the top. The next thing is one of my favorite features that they added is the code section. Before in ClickFunnels 1, you had your header and your footer and your CSS section, but now you've got it all in one place. So if I hit code, you'll notice at the bottom here, it pops up and you have a little arrow to the side here. So if I want to make it bigger so everybody can see it, you've got your CSS section right here. You've got your header and your footer coding right here, all in one spot. Totally easy to use and makes it so much better than ClickFunnels 1.0. And then just close that guy or shrink it down. You can hit the X or the shrink bar here. And then the last thing we're looking at is settings. Now, very similar to ClickFunnels 1.0, you've got the ability to set your backgrounds here. Of course, you'll turn that on. We'll add a background just so show what it will look like. Here we'll go backgrounds again. Put in my when I won the X award there. And now image styles, you've got full center, which it takes the entire page up. You've got center parallax, where this is really cool. So if you've seen it before, where it sort of scrolls behind as you've got multiple things, you can sort of see it move. That's what parallax is. You've also got the ability to have full width, which it won't be necessarily how it may mean on the bottom, but it'll be the full width evenly distributed of the actual section it's in. You've got 100% width and height, which means however big the section is, it will fill out that entire section. You've got the ability to no repeat in case it's a smaller image and it's repeating and you only maybe want one of them. You've got the ability to repeat it. So this is a larger image, so it's only repeating twice there. You've got repeat horizontally, and you've got repeat vertically as well. You've also got the ability to fit an image. So a lot of times if the image is too big, you might only be able to see like the middle of the image. And maybe you want like if it's a person, you might want the top, which is a face or something below that section. So now what you're able to do is this fit image area right here, where if I click this button, it will then only show, like it'll cue in on the top of the image. And therefore, especially when you're in a section that's a lot smaller, or it doesn't take up as much room, and you want that one specific part of the image to show, this allows you to sort of play with and move the image without having to play with a ton of adjustments like before. You've also got the color for background. So if I didn't want to use this image, I'd come in here, choose a background. I could take out this image just like that, boom, and now I've got a black background. You've also got a foreground. So let's say we stayed with that image or any other image. Let's just grab one, throw one in there real quick. And now I want a foreground. Now this is going to be in front of the image, and this allows for like an overlay. So maybe like right now that's way too bright, way too bright. So what we do now, slide it down so that you can choose any color. It could be red. Let's go with black. And then you've got your opacity right here, or how like transparent it is. So if I want it a little bit darker, so I've still got that background image, but now I'm able to put stuff in front of it without it being really distracting or taking away from whatever text or other images or other things I'm trying to put in the funnel. So that is the background setting. Next thing we'll be looking at is typography. So again, like before, you're able to upload your own fonts, but they do have a huge selection of different fonts that you can choose right here. Now, when you choose this font, it will override any other settings and will create it so that all your fonts are based off of whatever you choose. So if I choose, like say Oswald, now all the fonts that I use inside this funnel are going to be Oswald unless I change it within the style. And we'll get in that later when we talk about elements and stuff. And hopefully you watch my style and theme video that breaks all that down. You've also got your weight, which is extra light, light, regular, medium, semi-bold, and bold. And this is really just the overall thickness. They say weight, but it's really the thickness of the font. So if you've got it super thin or you want to make it super thick and bold, that's where you choose this. And then you've got your overall text color. So if I come in here now, I've got this dark background. So I'm going to want white lettering. So I can set this all to white. And now throughout it, this will override all the other settings and my color will actually be white. You're also able to choose your link color. Again, this is throughout the whole funnel page that you're working on. So if I wanted, for instance, my links to be red, I come here now, and whenever I put a link in the funnel, it's going to automatically populate with the red color. Next thing you've got is at the very top right here, you've got your desktop setting and your mobile setting. I highly recommend, I'm going to say it one more time, I highly recommend anyone that's building funnels, make sure you go through and set it for mobile. You're going to have to change out. Some of the images won't fit right. Some of the text will look a little different. Some of the placement that looks perfect on desktop will be juxtaposed or opposite each other on mobile. So what you'll want to do is go into each setting and set one for desktop and one for mobile. And when we get into actual elements in the next video, I'm going to show you how to do that and break it on down. I'm going to literally break down all the different elements for blogs, for order forms, for products. It's going to be a long video, trust me. So you've got that. Again, always optimize for mobile, because right now about 80% of your user studies are saying are going to your site first on mobile. They're sitting in line at the grocery store or in an Uber or waiting at work or the bus stop or something like that. They're on their phone, they're in mobile. So make sure you optimize for mobile. It's literally more important than even desktop nowadays. Next thing, you've got your revert back and adjust forward. So if you make a mistake or you put something, you're able to now go back a step. So you see right here, if I added a section in here and I go full page and I decide I didn't want it, boom, and it disappears. If I decide, oh, no, I did want that, boom, it comes right back. So these are your, undo buttons, basically, is a good way to look at this. Is undo or redo buttons. Next thing's got your preview button. So when you want to see what everything's look like, again, we really haven't done much on this page, so it's not going to show anything. I haven't even, and what did we not do? We didn't save it. So if I go right here now and I save it, you'll be able to see what we've created here. Boom, there you go. Look at that, looks great. So that is the top row. And the next thing we'll be looking at is how an actual funnel is laid out. So if we go to desktop right here, one of the things we've got it broken down into is we've got it broken down into sections. There's rows, and within the rows are columns. So one of the things you want to think about when you're looking at your actual palette or your landscape of your funnel that you're building in, you know, this is almost like a canvas for someone that's painting. You want to think of the section as sort of the main canvas itself. And then the rows and columns are the different things that you would put on that section. So we're going to come in here. If you look at the adjustments, you'll see right here in each of these, you've got the ability to grab things and move it around with the little arrow icons here by the section word itself. You've got the gear settings, which this is anytime you see a gear in ClickFunnels 2.0, you're going to know it's some type of setting. So this one goes to the sections. You've got your clone or duplicate ability. If you want to add code specific to that section, you choose here. If you wanted to save that specific section and maybe make it a universal section or a template, you can do that. You see right here that if I go in, I can name the section, I can put that section in a specific folder, and I can even make that a universal section. Now, universal sections are amazing, and they're new to ClickFunnels 2.0 because you're now able for the first time ever to have one type of section or row or whatever it is, and throughout every funnel, whatever changes you make on it will automatically change throughout. So this is really helpful for like headers and footers. So like if you have a navigation, so now a bar, and you don't have to go in every funnel and change the navigation bar. You change it once, changes throughout every funnel that you've used this specific section in. Same thing for footers. It's great because sometimes you might need to change a link or change a date or a word or something. And back in the days when everybody used CF1, you literally have to go into every funnel. And if you had like 10 or 12 funnels, that could take a minute. Now it takes seconds because you'll use universal sections, and this allows you to be able to lickety split, make one change, and it changes throughout every funnel that you've used that section, row, or whatever universal setting it is. So that's highly recommend you use these. It's going to save you so much time, energy, and effort. Again, to make something a universal section, you're going to hit the save button right here. It looks like a little floppy disk. Some of you might not even know what that is anymore. And then you've got the, of course, delete button, which is the garbage can. So let's go ahead and add a column. Now, again, you'll see here when you add a column, now these are actually, it says these are actually rows, but when you look at a row, it's broken up in a column. So the actual layout is section, rows, and then within rows are columns, and within columns are actually your elements. So first of all, you've got one column. Now that's going to take the entire length of the actual section. So if we go back to the section setting, you'll see here you've got extra small, small, medium, large, and extra large. If you click there, you'll see it goes the actual size or width, how much of the funnel page takes up by that section is controlled by these guys right here. You see there's medium, small, large, and extra large. One other thing you're going to see that's only available in sections is stickiness. Now, what this does is you can set it to stick to scroll on top, or stick to top on scroll, stick to bottom on load. And what that does is especially helpful for like videos and stuff like that, or something you want people to be able to see no matter where they're looking at the funnel. As they scroll down, if we set it, that section is going to shoot up to the top corner and is going to be there no matter where you're at in the funnel. It's like you've seen little pop-ups, pop-outs of videos and things like that. Well, that's basically what this does for you. Next thing, you've got your top padding. That's how much padding within the section. That is different than top margin. Top margin here is how much space you've got above the section, outside the section itself. So you'll see if I do the top margin, it actually creates space between the top of the funnel and the top of this setting. Whereas top padding changes the amount of space within the section. You've also got bottom padding, and then you've got side padding as well, which side padding won't decrease the width or size of the actual section, but the actual availability for the space within the section. So you can see as I do that the row potential in there shrinks or grows. You've also got backgrounds, which, as I've showed you before, then you've got background videos you can add right now, where you'll come in and put a YouTube or Vimeo link, and they'll allow you to play a video in the background. You've got the ability to create borders around it. You've got, and we'll break these down even more, but you'll have the ability now to be able to create just edges of borders. You've got the ability to create shadows and corners. And again, we're going to deep dive into these settings a little bit more when we get into the elements in the next video. So the next thing you've got is the availability to do rows. You've got one column, or rows. You've got one column in a row, two column in a row, 3, 4, 5, and a flex, which is beta. So I wouldn't mess with that right now, but that's going to adjust depending on the size of screen you're using. So let's say we want a 2 column, you come in here, and then you're able to see you've got a 2 column row. Rows are going to have a lot of the same settings. You're not going to see the stickiness, but you've got the top margin. You've got your width that you can actually play with to make it as wide or narrow as you want. You've got your top padding, your bottom padding and sides. You've got border, background, shadow, and corners. The other thing you need to know is that within these actual columns are settings. So you got a gear here and a gear here. This actually affects that column, not the actual whole row. So if I wanted the whole row to have, say, a background, I come in here and now I can make it black. And you'll see that everything in here is black. But if I wanted to override that, I can go to background here, and you'll see now this column within the row, I can actually adjust that. So there you go. So this is one way that you're able to layer colors, different icons, different elements, all different types of stuff. Inside the column setting, that is one of the things that you really need to get used to, because it's going to allow you to make your funnels and take them to the next level. So That's going to be pretty much the wrap up for today. Let me know if you have any questions, concerns, or comments down in the comments below. Thank you so much for watching today's video. I'm the Funnel Doc, and I'm out. Peace.